My name is Joshua Gibson. I am a famous baseball player. I was born in December 21st, 1911. And I moved to Pittsburgh in 1920 to become an electrician. By the time I was a teenager, I dropped out of trading school to become a semi-professional baseball player. Later in 1929, I played for the Pittsburgh Crawfords. I didn't stay there for long because in 1930 I joined the Homestead Grays. There I finally had my debut when the Grays catcher became injured. After my debut, I got signed the next day. I played for the Grays for the rest of that season in 1931 before going back to the Crawfords for their big paycheck. When playing for the Crawfords, I won 3 home run titles in only 5 seasons. In 1936, I caught up to a pitcher named Page, and I formed the most popular alliance in African American history. After starting in 1937 in the Dominican Republic, I returned to the Grays in the next summer. I won 2 more home run titles in 1938 and 1939, as well as a batting championship in 1938. It is said that 2 teams called the Senators and the Pittsburgh Pirates wanted to sign me, but they didn't because of the color of my skin. They reconsidered the color of my skin. In 1940 and 1941, I chose to play on the southern border because of the high financial rewards. After starring for Veracruz in the Mexican League, I played for the Puerto Rican Winter League. There I earned the MVP award and the batting title. I was forced to leave the Mexican League so I could join the Grays again. I had to leave because the Grays manager sued me. I then went to lead the African American teams in hitting home runs. Earlier the year, I suffered a brain tumor that put me in a coma. This was a devastating moment in my life. When I woke up, the doctors wanted to operate on me, but Gibson disagreed. I thought that surgery would leave me damaged. Despite my headaches and my drinking problems, I continued to destroy the competition. I won 2 batting titles and 3 more home run titles in the last 4 seasons. On January 20th, 1947, I told my mother that I would die tonight. She laughed and told me to go to bed while she called the doctor. With my family around me, I asked for my baseball trophies to be brought to my bedside. I was laughing and talking when I suddenly sat up and had a stroke.
My name is Alvin Ailey. I was born January 5th, 1931. My mom was a teen when she birthed me, and my father left me at a young age. I grew up poor. I was born in Texas, Navasota. I drew inspiration from the Black church, and when I was 12, I left Texas to go to Los Angeles. After graduating from high school in 1948, I wanted to become a teacher, so I went to University of California in Los Angeles to study languages. I returned to dance school, and I left again after 1 year. However, this time I attended San Francisco College and accomplishments. I earned a Spring Guard medal from the NAACP, and I also earned the United Nations medal, United Nations Peace Medal, and I also made the Alvin Ailey American Dance Center, and I created the popular dance called the Revelations. My personality traits, I was a shy and wary person, and I was said to be very humorous. In historical events, I went through racism, homophobia, addiction, and mental illness. There was a lot of hardship for me growing up in Jim Crow, Texas. Black dancers like Katharine Dunham and Pearl Primus inspired my dance style. And my church also inspired most of my dances, like the Revelations.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bazoma St. John, and today I will tell you a little bit about myself. So let's get started. My birthday is January 21st, 1977, and I'm going to tell you what I do for business. I am a Chief Marketing Officer for Netflix. If you don't know what that is, a Chief Marketing Officer is basically the leader or the head honcho or whatever for when the people who put out the ads for Netflix, something like that. Also, famous quote that I said lately. Offense is the best position to be in, puts you in so positions to score. Risk is the essence of any reward to try the things that no one else is willing to do. Basically, like, try new things, don't do the same things that we're like willing to do, like curve, like that. So facts about me is that I was born in Connecticut and I moved a lot and stuff like that. Also that I have a husband. I had a husband. His name was Peter St. John. He's right here. He is 44 years old, but sadly, and we have one child. She's right here. But sadly, he passed away in 2013 from cancer. Also, I went to Wesleyan University and I got a degree for English and African American Studies. And also my father went to the same university as me, and he got a degree of ethnomusicology. And he got the PhD the same year that I was born, 1977. It's really cool to me. Also, that I have one sibling. Her name is Alu Author. She is 42 years old, and she is a deaf doula. Basically, she helps people when at the end of their lives and stuff like that, like go free.
Hi, my name is Bill Russell. I was born February 12, 1934. I died July 31st, 2022. The college I went to was University of San Francisco, and I stayed there from 1953 to 1956. My net worth is $10 million. In my occupation, I am a professional basketball player. My height is 6'9", my weight is 215 pounds, and my position is center. Will Chamberlain inspired me to never give up, believe in myself, play my game, and be tough and never let anyone knock me down. I got drafted in 1956, and I went to San Francisco as a college. I stayed there from 1953 to 1956. The high school I went to was McQueen, Oakland, California. My childhood impact on me is when when I was 8, my dad moved my family to Oakland, California. The morals and beliefs that developed in my upbringing is when I learned that black players could be cheated out of individual lures. The kind of education that I received in high school was McFarland, Oakland, California, College of San Francisco. The historical or social culture norms affected my way of living is why you could be segregated societies cause more harm than individual actors. So he became an active member of the NAACP. I am an 11-time NBA champion and 12 times All-Star, and is perhaps the game's greatest champion. Russell averaged 20.7 points and 20.3 rebounds in his career. In my career, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a championship for the Celtics, and I was inspired by Will Chamberlain and others.
My name is Robert Guglielmi. In my early life, I was born November 30th, 1927 in St. Louis, Missouri. When I was only a toddler, my alcoholic mother turned me and my other siblings over to the care of my grandmother, and my father had abandoned us early on. My education, I was expelled from St. Joseph High School, and I joined the United States Army from 1945, where I served until 1947. I eventually returned to St. Joseph High School, from which I graduated. I attended St. Louis University and Washington University, where I majored in music. My accomplishments: I was nominated for a 1976 Joseph Jefferson's Award for actor in a principal role in a play for Benito Sereno at the Goodman Theater in Chicago, Illinois. I was also nominated for a 1977 Joseph Jefferson Award for actor in a principal role in a play for my performance in Don Juan, and also at the Goodman Theater in Chicago, Illinois. I started in TV show. I started in the TV show Benson as Benson DuBois. I also had my own show called The Robert Guglielmi Show. I voiced the Lion King as Rafiki the Lion. And fun facts, I was born with the name Robert Peter Williams, but later changed it to Robert Peter Guglielmi. And Guglielmi is Williams in French. I was the producer's first choice for the role of Tuvok on Star Trek. I was awarded for 2 different performances. I was awarded the Jefferson Award 2 different times for 2 different performances, and I was an acting mentor and friends with Missy Gold and Ethan Phillips. I won a 9-week classical summer scholarship to Aspen, Colorado. My favorite color is black. My favorite food is Chinese food. My favorite time of the year is fall. And my favorite vacation spot is Hawaii. Quotes: I'm never a person who likes anything I've ever done. It's just the way it is. 20 years later, I can look back on something I did that can have been better if you had done it this way or that way. That's one of many quotes I've had. It's my spouse. I had 2 spouses in my lifetime, Marlene Williams and Donna Brown. Donna Brown Guglielmi. Me and Marlene were together from 1955 to 1984 due to a divorce. In my second marriage, it lasted nearly 20 years in 2005 with Donna. And children, I have 5 children. And I had 5 children. Me and Marlene had 2 sons named Kevin and Jacquees, who both died due to AIDS. And me and Donna had 3 daughters named Rachel, Patricia, and Melissa. My death, I died October 27th, 2017 in Los Angeles, California. I was cremated. No, I died due to prostate cancer, and I was cremated, and the ashes were given to a family member or a friend.
Birth/death. Dizzy Gillespie was born on October 21st of 1917. He sadly passed away on January 6th of 1993. Dizzy's greatest skill was playing the trumpet. He added rhythmic complexity and harmonic waves to songs. And that's on the other side. Oh, Dizzy was the first musicians to infuse Afro-Caribbean, Brazilian, and Caribbean into jazz. I revolutionized jazz in the 40s. I was one of the knowledge inventors of bebop, and then again in the decades that followed, I championed the rituals of Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Cuban, Caribbean, and Brazilian music. Again, I received the education at the Murrel Institute. Fun facts about me. My cheeks expanded when I played the trumpet. My real name is John Burns Gillespie. I got my nickname Dizzy from my music antics on stage. And where I got my education, I took band classes and music classes. I then joined the Frankie Fairfax Band in Philadelphia. I knew my true passion was playing the trumpet. Since I took my music classes, I knew that playing the trumpet was my one and only passion.
My name is Gerald Wilson. I was born on September 4th, 1918. At the age of 16, I moved to Detroit and graduated from Cass Technical High School. I joined the Jimmy Lucifer Oscar in 1939, and I was based in Los Angeles from the early 1940s. In 1939, replacing the trumpeter and arranger. During the World War II, Wilson also performed for a brief time with the U.S. Navy, with Clark Terry, Willie Smith, Jimmy Natamore. Around 2005, many of the members of the band reunited as the Ray Lakes Experience Big Band. I was remembered for use of multiple harmonies. Use of was a hallmark of his big band, earning him a reputation as a leading composer and arranger. Gerald Francis Wilson was born at Ritchie, Wisconsin, November 4th, 1891. His parents were Fred Morgan and Maria Kenny Wilson, the latter of whom was born in Pennsylvania in 1870 and died at Detroit, Michigan in March 1909, which was produced by Lennon Heflin, sir, on September 2nd, 1956. Also performing that day were Diana Washington. Joe, I have been declining health and passed away on Monday in my home in Los Angeles. 2 weeks after contacting pneumonia, I said to my son, jazz guitarist Anthony Wilson.
Hi, my name is Gwendolyn Elizabeth Brooks. I was born on June 7th in 1917 in Topeka, Kansas, and raised on the south side of Chicago. My grandfather had escaped slavery to join the Union forces during the American Civil War. My father was a janitor while my mother was a school teacher. My parents often read to me and encouraged me to do well in school, but I was shy. I began writing at an early age, and my mother always encouraged me by saying, "You're going to be one fine lady." I would always write careful rhymes and wordy meditations, as well as submitting poems to various publications. At age 13, my first poem was published. In 1935, high school graduating year, I was a regular contributor to the Chicago Defender. My greatest award, writing poetry, which gained me the Pulitzer Prize in Poetry in 1950, as well as many other honors. In 1976, I was inducted into the American Academy of Arts and Letters. Dedicated to me in my honor, a junior high school dedicated to me in Harvey, Illinois. My true passion was writing and publishing poems. A quote of mine: "Living in the city, I wrote differently than I would have if I had been raised in Topeka, Kansas. I am an organic Chicagoan. Living there has given me a multiplicity of characters to inspire. For I hope to live there the rest of my days. That's my headquarters. Others learned from me about being black and how the 1940s and 50s, my poems describe conditioning among the poor, racial inequality, and drug use in the black community. My legacy: a Pulitzer Prize winning poet, professor, and public servant, left an indelible mark on the reading public and subsequent generation of writing. Understanding me and my poetry requires exploring my Chicago inheritance. and abiding love for my community. I graduated high school in 1935, then attended Wilson Junior College, where I graduated in 1936 with an English degree.
Hello, my name is Michael Jordan. I was born February 17, 1963. Michael Jordan is one of the greatest players of all time. Here are some fun facts about Michael Jordan. Jordan won a record of 10 scoring titles. Many did not know Jordan was the first billionaire athlete. He was the only player to ever win the scoring title and the Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Jordan scored 38,279 points throughout his NBA career. This is the highest number of points any basketball player has scored. He obtained six championships with the Chicago Bulls and won 2 Olympic gold medals. Very impressive. Jordan was named the 50th greatest player of all time. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to accomplish the success that Michael Jordan has achieved. We can definitely say that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. The impact he made on the NBA will never be forgotten. However, in addition to being a phenomenal basketball player, Jordan is an established businessman. Michael Jordan is the leader of a sprawling business empire. Jordan has an established net worth of $1.6 billion. He is the majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets. In addition, has a ludicrous partnership deals with various companies and brands. Just to name a few that most are familiar with are McDonald's, Gatorade, Coca-Cola, Chevrolet, Ballpark Franks, Rayvac, Wheaties, and MCI. As a Michael Jordan fan, I could go on and on for hours writing about how great and successful Michael Jordan is. But the best part of the research is how much his accomplishments have encouraged me to do great things in my life.
I'm Ray Charles. I was born on September 23rd, 1930 in Albany, Georgia. I had a younger brother named George who passed away at the age of 4. At age 7, I went completely blind due to glaucoma. My mother sent me to a Florida school in a deaf and blind in Florida. When I was 15 years old, my mother passed away. And I decided to quit school to move to Jacksonville, Florida, to work as a musician. At age 18, I signed with Swing Time Records, and I started my first band called the Maxwell Trio. In 1952, I signed with Atlantic Records. I soared to the top of Billboard's rhythm and blues, country, jazz, and pop charts during my music career. I never let my disability blindness get in the way. I won 18 Grammy Awards throughout my career. I died on June 10, 2004, with complications from liver disease.
My name is Charles Drew. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. in 1904. I was the only boy out of 4 children. I won 7 swimming medals in Stevens Elementary School. I went to other sports like swimming, football, basketball, and more. In 1915, I went to Virginia, and when I was 12, I worked as a paper boy. At age 13, I got 6 other people to work for me, and I also worked as a lifeguard. And in 1921, I went to Amherst College and got an athletic scholarship in 1922. In 1920, my sister named Elsie died from tuberculosis. I received a doctor's degree
from Amherst College in 1926. In 1931, I graduated with a doctorate of medicine and a master of surgery degree, and I completed my internship and residency at Montreal General Hospital and Royal Victoria Hospital, respectively, finishing a second in his class. In 1937, I married Leonard Robbins, and I earned a degree from Columbia. I had 4 children and a wife. At Freeman's Hospital, I found a doctor. His name was Otto Glazer. And in 1945, I got an honorary of a doctor's degree, of a Doctor of Science degree, and I became a surgeon. In 1948, I became the first black to be appointed American Board of Surgery, and I made blood banks and help other blacks with blood. And in 1950, on April 1st, I died from a car crash in Burlington, North Carolina.
Hi, my name is Lonnie George Johnson. I was born on October 6, 1949. I was in Mobile, Alabama. I reverse engineered my sister's doll to understand how the eyes close. My father was a World War II veteran who worked as a civilian driver at nearby Air Force bases, while my mother worked in a laundry and as a nurse's aide. In 1968, when I was a senior in high school, I created a robot from scrap and named it Lynx. After graduating with Williamson's last segregated class in 1969, I attended to Tuskegee University on a scholarship. I earned a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering in 1973, and 2 years later, I received a master's degree in nuclear engineering from the school. I was an Air Force and NASA engineer. I invented the Super Soaker and the Nerf gun.
I'm Alexa Kennedy. I was born on November 7th, 1950 in Lansing, Michigan. I'm the second of my parents' 2 children. Me and my brother were the only black children to go to our elementary school. My brilliance resulted in me skipping a grade. I was rejected from many programs and was discouraged by many advisors from pursuing neurosurgery. I eventually was accepted for a surgical internship at Yale University. I ended up losing hope and becoming a mathematician in high school, and my grades started to drop. So I wasn't able to get into the college I wanted to go to. My brother passed on a tip about a small health scholarship program, to which I applied to and was accepted. I then became the first African American woman neurosurgeon in 1981. Okay. Some famous quotes by me are, "Somewhere in your life, there has to be a passion. There has to be some desire to go forward. If not, why live?" People are not very ambitious for women still. Your son, you just want to be the best he can be. Your daughter, you just want to be happy. If you want to be something, you have to perceive that something is possible. The greatest challenge I faced in becoming a neurosurgeon was believing it was possible. This is me when I graduated college. I went to the University of Michigan, and I got a bachelor's degree in zoology. I graduated college in 1971. This is me in the room before I performed surgery, and this is me saying one of my most famous speeches. Thanks.
I'm Harry Tubman. I was born in New Maryland, Dorchester County, in I was born in 1820 at the age of 5. I was gonna sign my first job taking care of a child, an infant. Anyway, at the age of 12, I got a 7-pound iron dropped in my head. Yes, I'm sorry. Anyway, at the age, in 19. In 1850. Oh, I escaped slavery. Anyway, I made trips to bring people to freedom. I rescued around 700 people to freedom. After that, I went to the Civil War and became a nurse in the spot. I died at the age of 91, 1937. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Caroline Nicole Israel Fabregas. I was born on November 17, 1999, and I am a Brazil professional footballer who plays for the North Carolina Courage team. I was in the National Women's Soccer League and played for Brazil national team as a forward in 2018. I was elected the breakout female in Brazil by the Brazil Football Confederation, having scored 14 goals in 35 games for Point of Present. Caroline was raised by my mother and was a Sidney from my father. The family lived in Murrel, then moved to campus, where we lived and lodged on a farm as we could not afford to pay rent. When I was 12 years old, I was hospitalized with osteomyelitis and cellulitis in my leg, and I was advised to stop playing contact sports. In April 2021, I served my band, known as a soccer team. I transferred to Mandarins FFC. I joined several other Brazil players at the Spanish Premier Division club, and thank God for the opportunities to restart my football career.
Hold on, Martin, me cooks. Hold on, Martin, don't stop now. God will make a way somehow. Hold on, Martin, please don't quit. For bus is free for all to sit. Martin Luther King Jr., born on Wednesday, became a black Moses for all people to say. To save us from prejudice, hatred, and doubt, he came to us with a better way. Do not fight, but kneel and pray. As we carry the shield of faith, to carry on and run this race. Big shout you begun. Hold on, Martin, here we come.
Wow, what a day it has been. This is such a wonderful event. It's turned out wonderful despite challenges that we've all faced. This has turned out to be quite a wonderful event. I'm very proud of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for their presentations and their hard work and research. Great job, middle school. And let's do it again, bigger and better next year. Great job.